We all want to know about the coolest trends. Here's what's trending in manufacturing.
Coolest manufacturing trend. Wow, there's so many.
I'm really geeked out about all the different automation applications.
Is it dorky to say robots? Like robots everywhere?
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
The robotics.
I love robotics.
The robotics, the automation.
Implementing AI.
The use of AI in manufacturing.
The additive manufacturing.
Additive manufacturing.
Additive manufacturing.
Going to bigger and bigger parts.
Huge machines. What is the coolest trend in manufacturing that you've seen lately?
Well, automation. You know, the way that it's amazing. I've been coming to these shows for a long time. It's quite interesting to see, you know, the robotics, the automation, the way things are going. I mean, things are moving so incredibly fast. It's quite exciting. So
I think we're in the phase where you're going to see a lot of integration. You know, companies have basically maxed out what their capabilities are, and now we need to go to adjacent companies and see, how do we integrate with them? How do we combine our capabilities, and how do we make something that's better than it was before?
Nice. So more partnership.
More partnership. I think that's going to be the easiest way forward for integration.
Oh, it's got to be with how we're implementing AI now to do different nestings with whether lasers or CNC programming or whatnot, and the machine learning that can happen right now. That's got to be what the biggest thing recently.
I think that outside of lasers, I think the robotics things are very cool. There's a lot of really new things happening on that front, whether it's humanoid robots or robots for large assembly lines at manufacturing facilities. So I think that's very interesting.
You know, when your mind thinks automation, you think, okay, robotics, that's got to be like maybe the medical industry, which is true. But there's also industrial robotics. So like cement mixing applications, metal forming, the industrial side of automation, I think is really cool, really cool.
The additive manufacturing process, where you really just use the material you need to build up your parts, for example, and don't have so much wasted material, for example. And I think there's a lot of potential there in this technology.
What is the coolest trend in manufacturing that you've seen lately?
I mean, I'm one for, have you gotten close into one of the windows of these machines here and watched how very cool it is to see metal chips go flying? I'm big into the slo-mo Tik Tok videos of those. I mean, maybe it's not selling machines, but it's bringing in views.
I have seen a lot of people looking for machinery that can be operated both manually and CNC. And so one thing that we feature is teach-style machines, both in fabrication and chip making, so that if you have a master bender or a master manual machinist, he can go in and make a part, and the program will actually write the G-code, so that the next guy who doesn't know how to do it manually can still run the part. And I think that's amazing that they're able to combine, those two skill levels.
It's almost like the machine's talking for you.
A little bit.
So what is the coolest manufacturing trend you've seen lately?
I just got lost here at IMTS. I accidentally wandered into the additive manufacturing section. Additive manufacturing has been something that's been exciting for the last, 10, 20 years. But I think the convergence of the technology in terms of how it's coming together in real applications is super exciting. It gives a lot more flexibility to manufacturers all the way from prototyping into full-scale production. We're seeing more additive manufacturing in intensive kind of applications like titanium additive manufacturing for real production workloads. So while additive manufacturing has taken a little while to really get to full production scale, I'm very optimistic about its continued progress and, quieter but really mighty entry into impactful manufacturing applications. So additive manufacturing, I would say, is one of the most interesting trends.
I'm a big fan of the combination laser deposition welder / 5-axis machines that will start with a flat surface, build up something, machine it down to all of its perfect specifications, part it off, and you end up with the exact same flat surface that you started with, plus a rocket nozzle or whatever it is that you were making.
I think the use of AI in manufacturing to kind of develop it, that has been amazing to see, even just here at the conference, kind of coming across the different booths, seeing the different roles AI has to play in it is kind of exciting to see. For us on the learning side, always thinking about how can we incorporate that to make it more forward-thinking, to make it more intuitive to the users, and to make it better for them as well. I think that's kind of the biggest key takeaway for me.
There are so many cool things happening here. People are doing a lot of interesting things now with artificial intelligence. We're in this camp. Actually, we're using AI to do data extraction from across the entire information ecosystem for our clients. But I think the meeting of those two trends, artificial intelligence and robotics, is really powerful. And it produces, at least in the short term, fun things like synchronized dancing robots that never grow up.